Alright, so what we're going to be talking about today is what we're expecting as a community from the upcoming game by Dice, Battlefield 1. Now obviously, the previous titles they've released, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, have all had a connected look on a kind of modern warfare and kind of what you would expect from an FPS shooter. But they're taking a different toll this time. They're going back to World War I. And that is something really exciting and also a little bit scary about what we expect to see in future video games. Now obviously, their main competitors over at COD are releasing a game in space, some of that nonsense. But besides that, they've had a really interesting idea of just going back to what COD used to be and trying a re-image of that. Now the most exciting part of this is that we get to see what it would look like if we got to go back to World War I. Obviously it's not going to be completely realistic. This is a video game. They're trying to make it the most entertaining for the players, so we're not going to be in the trenches or any of that. There's not going to be just semi-auto rifles or mounted machine guns or any of that. We're going to have a lot of submachine guns, a lot of like semi-automatic pistols, which we didn't really see in World War I, but that's just part of the game. That's just what's going to make the game fun, and that's what we're going to enjoy about it. The thing about this is, we don't really know what to expect from a game like this. Obviously, realism is an important factor in how a lot of people are going to be enjoying this game, but more than anything else, there might be a stream of COD players that are going to be coming in because of the distaste for this new Call of Duty game. And of course, there's going to be people from everywhere. You're going to get people from the Star Wars game that was just released by EA. You're going to get people from Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3. You're going to get people from COD, obviously, Modern Warfare, just because the community does not like the way at all that they are going. And, you know, rightfully so. It's kind of funny. It's the second most disliked video on YouTube. And, you know, whether or not you have an opinion on that video, you know, this company, Treyarch, I think it is, making this COD, they've decided to go the way that they want it to go. They're obviously not going to outlive zombies. That's done. We've had enough of that. So something interesting that we're going to take up is the future of Call of Duty games compared to Battlefield games. Obviously, it seems like Battlefield might see the upper hand in this generation just because they had the unique idea to go back to World War I, back all the way to their roots, or what their roots would have been. Well, originally Battlefield was, you know, a modern shooter, and originally Call of Duty was a, you know, World War II shooter. But, you know, as we see them change, it gets pretty funny to see how EA is going back and how Treyarch is just going as forward as they can. Treyarch, they're trying to take us to space right now, and EA, they're trying to take us back in time. Whatever you think about what they're doing, it's definitely two completely different approaches to the gaming community, and obviously we're going to vote with our pockets. It seems overwhelmingly that the community is going to vote for this new EA game in World War I. Rightfully so. You've seen the trailers, you've seen the gameplay over at E3. It's an overwhelmingly just surprising game. Something new I wanted to talk about too, that I've kind of been subtly wanting but never really knew how to ask for it or express my grief for it not being in video games, is animations for getting into vehicles. This is something I've really been excited about, even though it's really not a big deal. It's kind of those small features that get added by these EA games. Battlefield 3, we saw knifing animations. That was unheard of In Battlefield 4, we saw counter knifing, which was pretty insane also. It's a big leap. And now we're going to have vehicle animations. By no means are they the first people to do this, but they are definitely the ones that are going to refine it and make it look as good as possible. You know, you're going to get your friends to play this game, and you're going to get in a tank, you're going to go snipe, you're going to use your rifle, you're going to do whatever you want to do. And it's just going to be really exciting because this upcoming game is probably going to be the future of gaming. I know that sounds like a lot, but see, look at here. This is something also to consider. If there's going to be use of the Frostbite engine for like building collapse and stuff and map changes, that would be amazing. That's something we've seen completely refined in the last few Battlefield games, and something we were always really excited about and always glad to see implemented. It would be great if we were down in the trenches and, you know, artillery leveled the map and we would have to figure out how to fight with that. That would be absolutely insane. It just, all the possibilities that we have because of this new game are astounding. Of course, what we're going to do with like TNT or C4, how that's going to transfer over, obviously they're going to do it. It's a game of being balanced, which we hope to see, which was kind of an issue over at E3 because some of the guns, some of the sniper rifles didn't really appear to be balanced, or what other people would think a balanced sniper rifle would be. But we're definitely going to have something to counter something that you might think is OP in every game. That's something DICE has been trying to work on for a while. And that's something we would love to see. Obviously, there might be an issue with, you know, certain weapons that people think, oh, we gotta ban this, or oh, it was a mistake to add this certain attachment. Just like we saw in Battlefield 3 with the certain shotguns. I'm not gonna mention any names. But definitely they've been trying to balance it. Alright, have a good one, guys.